Hey guys, I'm here again to do another book review, and that is for Tales of Shadowhunter Academy. I never get this title right. Tales from Shadowhunter Academy by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Reese Brennan, Maureen Johnson, and Robin Wasserman. This was such an amazing thing to finally read. You know, I've been waiting for like 6 months to get my hands on this book, and I finally read it. This is actually my last read of the year. I didn't quite get to Lady Midnight by the end, but I was really trying, and it didn't make it. I'm gonna plan to read like probably the rest of it tonight, or at least like in the morning tomorrow. I'm so glad I finally got to these stories though, and now I understand a lot more about what's going on in Lady Midnight. Like, it really does help reading this before you get to Lady Midnight. Like, I'm so thankful that I waited, because I'm savoring it so much more now reading Lady Midnight and just having another Shadowhunter book. Like, I can't. It's in my hand and I love it. This book review is going to contain spoilers because there's a few things that happen in this book that I want to talk about because they break my heart, and I'm not okay. But other than that, I just want to say quickly before I get into spoilers that I really enjoyed it. If you haven't read the Shadowhunter series in the world, like there's about 12 series in this world, like I'm not even kidding. There's so much going on, but if you want to get invested, read them in publication date because that's the best way to do it. But definitely start reading these books if you haven't already, because pretty much everyone and their mother has, but like, it's a great world, and if you haven't really read fantasy before, it really helps you get into it. And it's not even fantasy, is it? It's more like paranormal. But like, if you just haven't read these type of books with like vampires and werewolves, and you know, Shadowhunters are just like their own species now really, but just check it out because it's amazing. Now on to the spoilery part of this video, even though it probably won't be spoilers for a while, but just don't watch from now if you haven't read and don't want to know what's going on. But I really liked the stories. The only thing that irritated me, because I'll just get this out of the way, is the fact that the story would start with Simon. He's chilling in the academy, had a conversation with George, and then he goes to the classroom and there's someone there to tell them a story. The story goes the whole story, and then at the end Simon's all like, I think I've learnt my lesson now about some random shit, and I'm just like, what is that? Like, I was here for Simon and I feel like he wasn't even in half the book. Like, I know it is about Simon, there's a lot of Simon in this, but like, it just felt like it was about Tessa and Will, and then it was about James, and then it was about the Circle, and then it was about bloody what's her name, Helen's father. It's like, it just felt like it was all this stuff going on with the stories, and then it'd be some other thing, and I'm just like, I don't care. I just want to know what's going on with Simon. I know this stuff relates because it's like similar to what's going on now, but like, it just annoyed me. Like, I think my favourite one had to be the story about like Tessa and Will, and like with who really was Jack the Ripper. Like, that was my favourite one, and just going back to like Tessa and Will and brother Jeremiah. But I was so happy to like read that story, and I'm kind of tempted to reread the Infernal Devices now. Like, the Mortal Instruments series I've always liked, but I've never felt like I've wanted to reread it, but the Infernal Devices is the one that I like more. Will, Jem and Tessa just have such a unique relationship, and it's so cool, and it's got that historical fiction-y feel to it, and I just really love it. But I just want to read more, and I just can't wait for the last hours, and I hate that I have to wait until next year, because it's still next year. It's not 2 years away now though, because it's 2017. This is the first day of the new year, so happy new year to everyone if I haven't said that before already. But now I only have to wait until 2018 to get the last hours, but I'm dying. But I feel like the Infernal Device reread will be a thing that will happen before that comes out, like maybe at the end, like near the end of this year I might do it, so I'll have to see, but I'm feeling it. But I do have to say, I really enjoyed seeing Simon's like transition from like human to like Shadowhunter. Like, he does have a lot of issues with his memory loss, and I thought it was kind of interesting how it would happen. Like, he has this whole thing being like, there's me and then there's that guy, and it really irritated like Isabel and Clary a lot, and Jace. Like, he's always trying to like tell them that he's not that same person, and it really like makes them upset. And so like Isabel like leaves for a bit and then she comes back, but I just think it was interesting having him like go through this change of like having things come back to him in memories every now and then, and just it was great though when he ascended that he got all his memories back, and I'm just like, yeah, Simon's back, y'all. Simon's back. Just I really liked that Simon made a really good friendship with George at the academy though. Like, George was just awesome, and I liked that he was Scottish and always talking about how he's like this hot Scottish like sheep farmer. Like, I know sheep, I have sheep on my property, so having a Scottish farmer is pretty cool. But I really liked George. He was such a great character, such a great friendship for Simon, and I can't believe he had to die in the end. Like, what are you doing, Cassandra Clare? You had to kill George when he ascended. Like, what? He was perfect build. Like, Simon ascended and he's this skinny little like runt thing, and he gets a bit bit of muscle by the end of the book and knows what he's doing, but like, why'd you kill George? He would have been such a great character. You could have given George his own series. He could have, see, you already got a whole, like, each character's basically got their own series. So, like, I don't know why we can't have one. Like, I feel like you should just keep going on generations. Like, you can do James's kids, and then you can do his kids, and then just keep going, and then you can do, like, a whole series about the circle, and then just keep, like, messing this out. And I really like, I mean, it's so bad. There's so many books coming out, but like, I'm so for it all. Like, I don't think I could stop reading because like, you get invested. Like, I read City Bones probably 5 years ago. That's the first time I ever heard about this series and I really wanted to read it. And now it's blown out of proportion so much, and like, it's not even bad, man. It's so good. Another thing I really liked about this book was like Simon and Isabel's relationship. Like, Isabel was having a really hard time with Simon always being like breaking up with her, and Simon always pushing her away, and she kind of left for a while and gave up, but then like she came back and then their relationship totally like built up again. And I really liked it that she said that she fell in love with him again. Like, I've always liked Sizzy. Like, Malik and Sizzy were the relationships I really liked. Place was just the generic like the bad boy meets girl and then all the crap happens. They're my least favorite relationship. Like, it goes Malik, Sizzy, Clace, but just, I'm so happy that like Isabel and Simon were together and they finally like had, you know, their first night together, and it was all like party in the house, everyone's doing everything. I love it. And I really liked too the fact that Clary and Simon are Parabate. I think that's how you say it. I like steal it from the TV show because I think they say it different in the movie, and I'm just like, what is that? Why have it all weird? But like, I'm so happy that they're Parabate, and I'm just so excited. And the fact that we're going to see like Emma and Julian have their Parabate like thing, and you could totally tell that things were going on with them. Their like relationship is developing there. Like, it started when they were like 14, and I can't. I'm just so happy that there was like all this Emma and Julian stuff in there, and now I'm reading Late Lady Midnight and I'm just like, everything is happening and I'm so excited. But yeah, I really liked having this, and like having Katrina there being so awesome, and oh my god, the fact that Malik have a baby. Just gonna say though, about 2 years ago, me and my friend who are obsessed with this series, we were like looking at the fact that, oh, this thing, what's this thing? Like Tales of Shadowhunter Academy, this sounds interesting. And we were looking at all the premises, and I was just like read faster than her, and I was just like, Lizzie, they have a baby! And she's just like, what? And I'm just like, they have a baby! They have a freaking baby! And we were freaking out, and our teachers looking at us like we were possessed. And since that moment, we've been waiting for this baby to happen, and we finally got the books and we can read about babies. And you know what's exciting too is they actually have like a second kid. And like, I was going to Lissy, like, they have a second one, they adopt another one later on, and Lissy's like, what? And I'm like, there's another kid. Like, you've got Max Lightwood, the blue one. I know that's weird, but they have another one, I think, who's like either is a Shadowhunter. I think they just adopt her as Shadowhunter, and I'm excited because they have 2 babies, and I cannot think of what the second one's name is at the moment. Like, I feel like they do something like call it Gideon or something, but I don't, that's probably wrong. Comment down below if you can tell me what the name of that second child is, but I can't think of it right now. But like, the fact that like Magnus just walks in and he's like, what is going on? And then Alex like, we're keeping this baby, and I'm just like, ah, Alec, I love you. And the fact that Simon walked in on Magnus and Alec like having sex, I was just like, that was just like the funniest part of this whole book. Like, to be honest, so funny. And what is with like people like in this series either walking in on people having sex, or them having sex in really weird places like hell or on a beach, or just, you know, generally weird locations. Like, it's just one of the issues this book has. One of the issues this world has is just having it sex and weird places at weird times with weird people, and just it's different. Like, totally for it, but like, it's just weird. I think those are all like the main things I wanted to talk about, because everything seamlessly kind of blended in because of the fact there was all these long ass stories that I wasn't here for. But other than that, I realized how Simon evolved into the character he is now, and just the way everything was happening, and I just, oh my god, this book was so good. I loved it so much. And it's on my shelf, see, because like I have this area down the bottom here. It's like the Shadowhunter section, and it's like this big, and I feel like by the time I'm like 80, it's going to be like, because she's going to keep writing books. Like, I just don't think she can stop to keep writing books in the Shadowhunter world. But anyway guys, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!